I know I'm trying to like prepare. Like, how do we kind of dive into this? It feels like it has a bit.
It's been a while.
I feel like I'm also kind of.
Anytime we take a week off, we're like,
what do we do?
What?
How do we do this? How do we do
podcast?
that? What is a podcast? What is a podcast? And then that's when we put like the definition on top of my head.
Sure.
I know. So.
I know.
But yeah, it's because you're doing drugs. Hey, you ever heard of? Yeah. Well, also, first of all, welcome back to what
Oh,
about
we
today.
started. Hello.
Sorry.
That's the intro. Is
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
I do not do drugs.
She's not doing cocaine at the moment.
I do
We
not
also have
do
a we also have a different angle right now we're shooting because the sun's setting down. And last time I shot it, I noticed the sun.
See.
Yeah. So that was a rookie mistake on my behalf.
And he calls himself a photographer.
This is a video,
kidding.
so in my defense,
it is different.
It is different. No, but it is kind of still the same though, because dude, that's actually kind of wait. This is a sidetrack. Those are my favorite shots of when like we're taking a photo of someone and like the sun is peeking behind their head.
Yeah,
those are always my favorite shots, and I always try to do them.
Get a little light flare in there.
Yeah, and then I always have the client be like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, just don't talk."
When you're like, hold on, don't move. Wait.
Yeah,
it's like half centimeter movements.
I know. And then they're like, what the fuck? They're like, I'm pretty sure they're thinking to themselves, why did I pay them? I feel like
probably.
Yeah, they probably think that's the same thing no matter what. But anyways, how you been, Mimi? It's been a week.
It has. We took another week off.
Yeah.
Which always throws us off.
It does.
But I've been good.
Nothing chaotic has happened?
I lost my cards. My credit cards.
Yeah, you did. I remember that. That was hilarious.
But after the tires, things have been nice and
Did you find
mellow.
them?
No, I didn't find them, so I had to reorder new ones. And I got one in the mail. The other one should get here.
I think that's the worst thing is when you lose cards is that you're like, oh.
Then you're just waiting for them.
Yeah.
I've been having to use my debit card for everything because I lost my personal credit card and my business credit card.
Oh, shit. Okay.
So, like, I pay for something and I'm like, do I have money in my account? Because it's not credit anymore. So I'm like, I can't just spend willy-nilly. So I have to be like, oh, how much money do I have? Okay, I can afford this.
Yeah.
Okay, I can get this.
Yeah.
Oh, I get paid tomorrow. I'll buy that tomorrow.
Yeah, that's the worst part.
So
also,
that was
especially the fact that this week is also David's birthday. So you were like, also
and
happy birthday, David.
Happy birthday. I had to buy his whiskey bottle yesterday, and I was like, do I got money in there?
Yeah. You're like, fuck, I gotta sell my feet
David's
pics.
bougie when it comes to whiskey for some reason,
but he's
and
like
wanted
good
a bottle of Blanton's for his birthday.
At least it's like a cool bougie and not like something like stupid.
Yeah, but he prides himself on being a simple man.
Sometimes
Blanton's, that's not simple. I had to go to so many liquor stores. Everywhere was out. Bevmo has been out of stock for like months. Total Wine has been too. Little liquor stores don't carry it.
Yeah.
What a trouble.
That's unfortunate.
Don't get a boyfriend.
I try to pride myself as a simple man, but then I realize
there's nothing simple about it. No.
And I look back.
No.
I like to tell people, I'm like, no, I don't like the fancy things. But then I realize there's some things I like. I like how you looked at my joggers because you know these are Lululemons too.
I didn't look at your jogger. I was trying to see what your shirt was because I was going to say, okay, Patagonia.
Patagonia is not that like.
But it's not simple.
True, valid. But I'm also wearing like
as he has his
whole like setup. I have Lululemons. I try to like my coworkers kind of give me like hard shit because I try to be like, well, also like I'm not, I like to save money. I like the good deals. I like when I see like a BOGO. Those are always nice.
Do you remember our episode where we were talking about him like splurging on himself all the time? Yes. Yeah,
but that's what I'm saying. Like I reached a level where I'm like comfortably splurging.
Yeah.
And I say this because I know my brother. My brother is a simple man in a sense that he's not a big huge fan of like. I want to say his perspective of finer things versus mine is completely different.
Yeah.
So obviously, like, he would be the type of guy who would be like, "Oh, I saw this at Jerome's." Like, if we both were making the same amount of money, he'd be like, "Oh, I saw this kind of cool couch at the Drums." No, I wouldn't say that. I don't want to buy.
I have no idea where you're going with this.
I'm trying to say that like my brother and I have like different like people like will be like, "You and your brother look the same." I was like, but like he's a simple man. I'm more of like I want some of the finer things, but not all the finer things. Like I would never wear a shirt that says straight up Gucci, but I have Gucci loafers. My brother, on the other hand,
I feel like it'd be the opposite.
My brother, on the other hand, I don't think he would ever wear loafers. He would wear nice dress shoes for a certain event. Yeah. But he would never like buy Gucci loafers.
Because they're Gucci loafers.
Yeah. I just wanted a pair, They're really good. They're comfortable.
Yeah.
They're good. Like I only wear them when I'm wearing like special events. But anyways, back to my point is that
I think they look like elf shoes just because they're velvet. Right? Are yours?
No, they're leather.
Oh, okay.
I went OG.
Okay.
I didn't
like I've seen some of the Gucci and it's that like greenish.
That's
their color.
yeah.
I'm like.
That's another thing though. There is a borderline where it's like that is classy, and then there's where it's like you just got too much money and you want to flaunt it. Where it's like, okay, cool, whatever. Like my Gucci loafers are like they you can.
Yeah, that's a subtle flex. Can you just tell?
No, my subtle flex is that I have like
that is not a subtle flex because you talk about
this
it all
camera's
the time.
a subtle flex. That's the thing. When people look up this price, they're like, what the fuck? No,
but that made it not subtle.
Actually,
that's what I'm saying.
My subtle flex is actually my display because if you look it up, you'd be like, why for that much? But at the same time, I'm also like, I needed a new one.
Sure.
And I got it for a discount because I traded in something, so it's fine. But no, like that's what I'm saying. You know, some of the finer things are.
So basically, what we're saying is he's not a simple man,
I don't think so. No, I mean,
no.
I feel like it's certain cases, like that's what I'm saying. You know, like for example, as a car driver, I wouldn't want to have like a Mercedes or a Rolls Royce or a BMW, something like where people are like, that's a luxury car. I would like a car that can get beat up, that can get me to point A to point B. You know, that's why I drive a Subaru.
Okay.
You know, like I would get a 4Runner if that was available when I was looking for a car. At the time, 4Runner.
Are you saying 4Runners are simple?
No,
they're not.
But that's the point. It's not like a luxury SUV like a Lexus.
Okay.
But it's like a car for the thing that's meant to like get you to point A, point B. You can go off-roading. You can load it up with like camping gear. Like I consider that simple.
No, simple is like a Corolla.
A Corolla in this economy? Have you seen the latest?
A 4Runner is simple in this economy?
Have you seen a Toyota Corolla? The recent ones?
No.
They are not.
I think we're getting off track. Anyway, this is an annoying conversation.
You're annoying. Anyways, happy birthday, David. You deserve.
Happy birthday.
You deserve that bottle of whiskey. Don't let Mimi try to put you down. You know?
Whose car alarm is
I
going?
don't know. Is that your car alarm, actually?
I don't think I have a car alarm.
Now that her 4Runner is a simple 4Runner.
It's an old 4Runner, okay?
That's hilarious. Yeah, it was.
I bought it cash, and I was not about to do payments.
It was a sidetrack. No, I really want to know who alarm is that.
It's not the Bronco?
I don't know. Do you want to get up and check? Oh my God, hold on. So in the meantime, sorry for that annoying car alarm going in the background.
I don't think they can hear it.
I mean, we can hear it off these mics.
No, we can hear it out of our ears.
Yeah, but it also picks up from these mics.
Okay.
Anyways, sorry, my computer just went dim. But anyways, happy birthday, David. We're gonna see him later today. We're gonna go to his job and bother him for a bit.
I was gonna tell everybody to go to Windmill, but it'll be too late.
Yeah, everybody watching this on Tuesday.
At some point, go to Windmill anyway. Go bother him.
He works on Fridays, so anyways.
Most Fridays, yeah.
But I'm so fucking dead. We're just how are we even friends? But anyways, yeah, it's been a pretty mellow week. I'm glad it's Friday. I'm off Monday, so I'm kind of gonna relax. It's gonna be fine. But I do want to play a game with you because I saw this thing where it's like, you know, people who have ADHD usually share the same kind of brain. So what it is that we're pretty much going to try to guess the same word that we could be thinking. Now, also some people do this with word association. So they'd be like bird feeder, and we both associate something at the same time with that. Yeah. But I feel like that's sweet.
I thought that's okay. That's not what we're doing.
Well, no.
Well, we like both say a word and then we associate from there, right?
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, so that's why I told you earlier today, and you're like, no. You're like, I just want to guess right off the start.
No, we do guess off the start, but then we use that as our association word.
Oh, okay. So I misread the instructions then. So should we, like, what? So wait, is it my word?
So we both say a word. We go 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
At least if this is the game I think you're thinking of. We both say any random word. Mm-hmm. For example, flower. And I say animal.
Oh, okay.
Like you say flower and I say animal. Then we both have to like think of a word in common and associate and think of what.
Oh, okay.
So I would like my next thing would be like, oh, flower, animal, beans.
Gotcha.
Right? Something like that.
Okay.
Is that what the game you were
okay? Yeah,
thinking?
I was reading it and I was like,
you were reading the instructions.
Yeah, well, because it was like somebody's tweet about it and stuff like that, so I wanted to figure it out. So, anyways.
Okay.
Before we do that, let me turn on these lights because it's gonna get dark. I'm back. All right, cool. I'm kind of nervous about this. I don't know why.
Why?
I don't know, cause like
I feel like my brain shuts off when I have to think quick. So
we can take our time. Alrighty, you ready?
Okay. Any random thing?
Any random word.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Car.
Airplane.
Oh, okay. This is actually...
That was a lot closer than I thought it was going to be.
Okay, so car, airplane, let's see. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1.
Travel.
Crash. Okay. We kind of travel, crash. I don't know. Okay, let's see. Let's try this one more time.
I don't know.
I think we're in the same level, but not really.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Alaska.
Death?
Oh, what? Oh my god.
I almost said snow.
Oh my god, that would have worked. Oh my god.
Okay,
God.
Death and Alaska.
Alrighty, ready? 3, 2, 1. Mount
Frozen?
Everest. Oh, okay. Okay, so Frozen, Mount Everest. Alrighty. I think we're onto something. So we got a little vibe,
Okay,
right?
maybe, yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Avalanche.
Elsa.
Oh my god, what?
From Frozen.
I was thinking Frozen like cold.
Oh shit, my bad. So Avalanche, Elsa.
I don't know if we can go anywhere from there.
Let's just try. 3, 2, 1.
Olaf.
Olaf.
I'm glad it was that because the only characters I know are Olaf and Elsa and Anna.
Let's try this again. I feel like we were...
Okay, something completely different.
Okay, already.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Tacos.
Crystal.
What'd you say?
Crystal? I don't know.
Well, I mean...
Okay.
So crystal and tacos. 3, 2, 1. Mexican.
I don't know.
Did you say meth?
Yes. I wasn't ready.
I don't know. Okay. We're gonna restart this round.
Do something new. You gotta like give me time to think.
All right. Let's restart. Let's refresh. Ooh. Already. Ooh. These like kind
Oh my god.
clear our brain.
I can't do that.
All right.
Okay.
1, 2.
Something completely new, right?
Something completely
new.
1, 2, 3. Dad.
Clouds. Did you say dad?
And then you said clouds.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Gone.
God.
I can just hear your laughter like wheezing.
Because I didn't. So there's a story to that, and I didn't want to say it, but also at the same time, I was like, I want to say gone, but I also don't want to say gone. And then I was like, I'm gonna.
You just said gone.
So if that says anything,
Yeah.
we share the same.
Can you
brain.
tell we have daddy issues?
Yes. That's too good. I've seen a lot of. Have you seen like when people do it, but they're only just guessing the word? Like they're not doing a word association. They're just like 3, 2, 1, and they're looking at each other. Have you seen that before?
And they just say random words each time.
But like they're matching up. Like that's how synced they are. Yeah. There's these
I don't know. I haven't seen
there's
that.
these pair of twins that were saying like, oh, like, you know, this we were on the same thinking path, blah blah, and then they were like 3, 2, 1, and they said at the same time, and everybody on the comments were saying like, oh, I think this is fake. They're like, no, like twins share telepathy and all that.
I've seen one. It was a video of a teacher with these little twins. They were probably maybe like 5 or 6 years old.
Yeah.
And she's doing a little like nursery rhyme. Like she's making up a song as they go.
Yeah.
And the song is like, oh, we're going to see if they actually think of the same word, blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah. And in the song, she like says and leaves a blank and they both say it at the same time. And on one of it was a rhyming one. And she said something about a duck.
Yeah.
And then like left the blank. And one of the girls was like, you can't say that. And the teacher's like, what? And she's like, she was going to say a bad word. And the other little girl's like, fuck.
I'm so dead.
So it's real, I guess, for twins.
It is, but not for us.
I don't think we're twins.
We're just both idiots and stuff. You know, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Because I feel like I was supposed to plan this whole entire show out, but
we did.
no. So the thing is, like, it's so funny. The last few days, and I'm kind of been annoyed about this, and it's been actually like making me irritated for a lot of things. But the last few days where I'm like, and I'm also a big person where I love being spontaneous.
Okay.
But then I also hate when things are spontaneous and it like messes up my entire schedule because I'm just like,
Yeah.
like,
there's a time and place to be spontaneous.
Yeah. Like, for example, like say we're both home and I text you like, let's go get food randomly, spontaneous.
Cool.
Let's do it.
Go.
But lately at work, they've been spontaneous with meetings.
Oh,
and
that's gross. Meetings are not something that are spontaneous. They shouldn't be.
They shouldn't be. No, you're right.
Because you need to plan for a meeting. You need to be mentally prepared to sit down and listen to someone talk. Maybe neurotypical people don't need.
No,
maybe they're okay with spontaneity.
And I actually have another conversation about that too. No. But I was so I brought my notebook with me that says like podcast ideas, and I usually like brainstorm what we want to talk about.
Yeah.
And I was like, cool. Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, I'll do that. Like I'll do this shit. So Tuesday and Wednesday happened. I'm in office. Sorry. I didn't even drink. I'm burpy. Tuesdays and Wednesdays happened. And because of like when those 2 days, I had like from 12 to 2 available. And I was like, okay, cool. 12 I'm going to do my lunch. 1 o'clock, I'll do some work and stuff. But during my lunch break, I usually like, if I'm not hanging out with anyone, I'll just jot things down. Literally, my schedule went from being like, 12 to 2 open to do work. It closed to where I only had like 30 minutes of a lunch break. And then at that time, I'm like going to my lunch, eating all that stuff. So I was like, fuck, okay. And then when I came home, I was doing wedding photos and watching some shows I needed to catch up on. And then so Wednesday happened, same idea. I had a 2-hour gap. I was going to do work. And then also during my lunch break, like the thing gets cut because then there's 2 meetings that come up that I'm not part of. And stuff, which I'm kind of like, or I am part of it, but like I don't play a value in it, which I'm kind of like, why am I here? Maybe just
to keep you informed.
Yeah, which I get it, but at the same time, like, this is just like I feel like somebody could just be like, hey, this is what's going on, or here's what's happening.
Could be an email later.
Yeah. So I was like, fuck, well, okay. So then Thursday happened, and then I had a gap from 12 to 2 again, but this time there was like, I had a lunch, but before that I was like stuck in back-to-back meetings. Then I had my lunch, and then I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go home. And then it took so long to get back home from my office, which normally doesn't. And I got here, and once I got here, I noticed what time it was, and I was like, great. And I had a meeting from 2 to 4, and like back to back, and I was just like sitting there. I was like, dude, Mimi's coming tomorrow, and I need to watch SaltBurn because you told me to watch SaltBurn.
We're gonna talk about that. To watch that.
And I was like, I don't have time to brainstorm something. And then so today, I was gonna brainstorm some stuff, but then I had other shit to do. I had to set this up. I had to, answer email. So I was like sitting there. I was like, today, Friday's episode is gonna be fucking weird. It's gonna be all over the place.
We'll make it work.
Yeah, but also to your point about neurodivergent.
Neurodivergent.
Or neurotypical, whatever. I feel like it's funny because you know how like in college you can go to, I forget what they're called, but like for people who like, if you have like, hey, I have really bad ADHD, I have really bad anxiety, they have somebody there who helps you take notes, all that stuff. I feel like that should still apply to work. They say that it is, but I also feel like in some companies you can't say, hey, I have really bad ADHD, I am, medicated for it, but however, like sometimes it doesn't work. And I feel like it's never, it's never been like, oh, okay, I understand. We'll still help you, because I've noticed, and I've actually was on a Reddit thread of people who got fired because they were like, I'm so sorry I missed your meeting. I had like a really bad anxiety attack. I had a really bad ADHD moment where I forgot everything, blah blah blah. And they like they tell their stories about how they got fired, and I'm just sitting there, I'm like, isn't this like against some form of like disability insurance or not
necessarily, because it's not considered a disability to the point where it's like you can't do your job. Yeah. Right? Like if you're blind, hey, you can't do certain jobs. Same thing if you have like really bad anxiety, there's some jobs you shouldn't do if you can't, but it's not like by law. Yeah. That some jobs nowadays are really accommodating, and they have like the workspaces and open spaces and breaks and stuff. But I think if that is something that you struggle with, it's something that you need to look into, like work wise. Yeah.
Do you feel like sometimes because they're in resume or not, applications, they have a section like, do you have, and it says like depression, like ADHD, like do you have
in a resume?
not resume, but applications. They ask you so they can accommodate you. But do you feel like sometimes that like
a work application?
Yeah.
I have never seen that.
Dude, my job.
I also have only I stick at my jobs for like the 4 or 5 years. Yeah,
my job had that and stuff. But I'm also afraid to check that box because I'm always worried that like they look at it.
I don't know if I'd feel comfortable checking that. Like at the doctor's office, sometimes I'm like,
let me get some Zoloft, baby.
No, but even at my doctor's office, I'm like, do I want to let them know that I'm depressed? It's like, bitch, they know.
No,
but
they saw you roll. So, how's your relationship with your father? Don't have one. Got it. So, Xanax, antidepressants. No, but I'm afraid to put it because I'm always worried that like they would be like, we don't want someone like this working, you know?
Yeah.
So that's why I never put it. But I also feel like
it should. Is it allowed to have that on a
you could
resume? Or on an application?
You don't put what you have. You just say, yeah, I have something of this disorder.
Oh, it's not like a check the box?
No, it says yes or no, and then you can check yes or no. Like, do these criteria apply to you? And then you check yes or no. But it's other things. It's not just that. It's stuff like they talk about certain disabilities that like I'm trying to remember the list of it, but it's like
pretty sure they're not allowed to ask if you have any disabilities.
Yeah, no, like what? I'm gonna Google it right now. Put application disability question.
It is your right to choose whether or not you disclose your disability.
Yeah, so it's not like saying like you need to.
But your employer does not have the right to ask about your disability during the hiring process before a job offer is made.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
But I mean, they're pretty much asking if you have a disability, which goes against it.
No, you can like it's giving you an opportunity to self-identify. Does that make sense? Like it's not saying like, oh, you didn't complete the application because you didn't check this box. Like you can say no, I choose not to disclose.
Oh, it's no, I choose not to disclose?
Yeah, it's either yes or no.
But yes or no could be like, no, I don't have that. Not no, I don't want to disclose.
I haven't applied.
I don't know.
Let me apply a job real quick.
That's a weird question, and I don't think should be asked. But it should be accommodate. I guess that's the tricky part because you do want to accommodate for stuff like that.
Yeah, so I'm reading right now. It's you have to like you can like disclose it or not and stuff like that because then I think some companies are supposed to accommodate you.
Yeah.
And then, for example,
I think the better question would be like, do you have anything you need accommodations for?
Yeah, true.
Rather than being like, do you have one of these disabilities?
Yeah. Do you have daddy issues?
That can't be accommodated.
They're like, yes. Okay, so she probably has anxiety, ADHD, depression.
No, because I think that like puts people in a box if you're like, hey, do you have this
illness.
disorder? Because some people might need more accommodations.
Put me in a box.
Okay, we're getting weird now.
No, but no, that's what I'm saying. But like, anyways, back to what I'm saying. So I was trying to brainstorm for this entire episode. Never worked out. We only had 2 things.
I can tell.
Yeah. But it's been this week has been challenging because then at the same time, like for my photography content page, I was like, oh, I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z. I'm gonna do this and stuff.
Yeah.
And then it's Friday. I didn't do it, so I'm just like, what am I gonna do?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Well,
dude.
it's Friday now. It's too late.
Yeah. It is also.
Well, we did have a couple things brainstormed, so we could stick to that.
True.
Rather than continue on this path of spiral.
We were always on a path of spiral.
We did talk about that you watched SaltBurn.
That was a really good movie.
I kept hearing. I never heard exactly like anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
Just like on TikTok, people were like, "Oh my god, the bathtub scene."
Yeah.
Like that. And then I asked one of my clients saw it, and I was like, "What's like a 1 sentence, 2 sentence description?" And she was just like, "It's about this guy that manipulates a rich guy to be his friend."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Okay,
also
cool, interesting." And that was literally exactly what it was.
Before we dive in even more into
there
this,
may be spoilers.
Spoilers. But for right now,
we can try to say it. Okay,
we're
gonna try no spoilers.
This
But we also have
episode
no
is
filter.
now a movie review, and that's going to be titled "SaltBurn: A Movie Review." That's the episode title. But pretty much before we dive in more into it, "SaltBurn" is about a student at Oxford University finds himself drawn into the world of I am.
Oh my god!
I'm reading what it's about. So a student at Oxford University finds himself drawn into a world of charming and aristocratic classmate who invites him to his eccentric family's sprawling estate for a summer never to be forgotten. So
I feel like we could explain that with less boring words.
You're a boring word. Anyways,
I'm not a boring word.
It has really two good actors, which I was kind of like.
I had not seen the other guy. Looked familiar. The main guy. What's his name?
Barry Kerrigan, who plays Oliver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he looked familiar, but I haven't. I don't know if I've actually seen movies in him.
Eternals.
Who is he in Eternals?
He's one of like the superheroes.
Is he really?
Yeah, he is. But he I think his power is like manipulating people's minds and stuff.
Of course it is. That's how he got the show.
Weird. And then Jacob Elordi, who is from Euphoria, who's Australian. So it's kind of cool.
It was interesting to see him with a British accent because I had only seen him in Euphoria. Yeah. And then in that one movie with Joey King.
Oh, I know
where they look really bad together.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Because he's like this tall and she's like, looks like she's 12.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about, but I forgot.
Netflix. But I had seen him in that and I was like,
it's the same vibe too, because Jacob's like 6'7" and then Barry's like 5'5" because he's Irish.
But they play college students in this one, not high school students, so it's not as weird.
And then they have I think have we had the conversation about celebrity crushes?
I think so.
Anyways, if we did or did not, my Rosamund Pike, she's the one who plays mom, Elspeth. Dude, I fucking love her so much.
She's a Xanax mom. In and out. Like, I can see that in her real life, like being a Xanax. She's definitely a Xanax mom in there.
Have you seen her in Gone Girl?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that was like phenomenal. And then Richard E. Grant, who's also a really good actor. He plays in a lot of like British Broadways and stuff like that. But the whole cast was cool.
I just noticed the guy from Gran Turismo.
Oh, Archie Maddock or something like that. It's so weird to have him have his name.
I love that you're pretending to not have the names.
No, I know.
He's like, Archie, Maddock, and he has the names right here. You don't have to be cool. It's okay.
Yeah, you know who played it.
I'm a film buff.
No, I knew Barry's name because I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but I've seen him he's also in that one Irish movie, something with the Banshees.
Something. I don't know. I only knew Jacob Elordi going into it. I didn't know who anybody else in there was because again I didn't really see trailers for it.
No.
But it was in theaters, wasn't it, for a little bit?
It was like in theaters for a little bit, but it was also
and then it was on streaming. Like it just got onto Prime.
And it's one of those movies where like you have to be into Sundance films because that's where it was really like advertised a lot. Because it is one of those independent films. But
it's weird in a way. I don't even know how to describe it without getting like pretentious about how to describing it.
Yeah,
it is hard. Like I told you, I was like, I have so many words that I want to say for it, but I don't know how to say them because of how eloquently the movie went.
No, and that's what I'm saying.
It was so weird.
And it's funny because
so good.
I know when Maggie and I posted on our Instagram story, a lot of people were like, don't watch it. It was weird.
And it is.
And it is. It's supposed to be.
But I think. I mean, that's part of art. Yeah. Art is kind of weird sometimes, and it makes you uncomfortable. And there's some scenes, and I make some people uncomfortable.
Yeah,
but I'm great.
Yeah, there was like, what?
There's
3 scenes that
I can think of 3. The bathtub, the vampire, and the grave.
Oh, yeah. The number 4 was... What is number 4, actually? I feel like there was a 4th one, because the grave was fucking weird.
That one, literally, David was in the bathroom when that started happening, and I was like, oh my God!
Yeah.
But I mean, the end scene, but I just thought that was like comedic.
Yeah.
It was weird. It was weird, but comedic.
Because I think like they classify this movie as a like a psychological thriller, but they also at the same time it's a comedy drama. And
I can see both of that. Yeah.
The director Emerald, she was saying, or I think it's Emerald's. Is Emerald the?
I don't know, but I watched it. Yes, the weird part of it was I felt like I could predict a lot of what was going to happen. Like, not to the T, but like, I was like, oh, he's going to get with this person.
But okay, he's
going to like hit on this person. Oh, and then I was like, oh my God, the mom. And then that scene. And I was like, see, and I felt like I could predict what was happening, but it happened in a very, like, non-predictable way.
Well,
that makes sense.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, I think that's why.
Like, it wasn't cliche. I mean, it was cliche, but not where you're like, really, that's what he does.
No, and I think that's why, like, this movie, I told him, like, after Maggie and I were done watching it, I was like, I really love this movie. Because
it was good.
I've seen a lot of movies in my life where I can already tell you who the killer is, who did what, and it's come to a point where, and I think I saw a tweet about this where the guy was like, you find SaltBurn weird because you're so accustomed to normal movies where you can understand what has happened, why has happened, and, like, from the beat. Like,
so what does it mean? Like, if we could understand SaltBurn?
Well, it just means
because like I could see everything he was doing.
Well, no, it just means that we have like there's
a different mind.
Yeah, there's a complexity in SaltBurn that I actually was reading a lot about this. And that's the only research I did this week. There's a lot of complexity in this film itself because of what it's really trying to tell you and all that stuff. But because of the fact that like what it did was that you assumed like you were like, I predicted this was gonna happen, but not how it really happened. Like you were like, oh fuck, okay, that's the direction I didn't think it was gonna take. You know.
I guess. Yeah. I don't know. I'm saying like without looking at the big picture of like the social aspect of what it's trying to make you think about, like just the plot points that it was leading to, I was like, oh, okay. So they're gonna get together, or he's gonna do this, or like, oh, he got accused, but it was like I could see where everything connected right before, not like from the beginning of the movie, obviously,
like before it happens,
but like as it went, and I was like, oh shit, like, but each time I was still like, oh my god, okay, what's next? Oh, it's gonna be this, but oh my god, what's next? I don't know.
No, that's what I'm saying.
It was really cool. I couldn't stop watching.
It I guess you would say it falls in like the movies like The Menu, The Glass Onion, The Triangle of Sadness, which is a movie like where it has you.
I don't know if I would put this with the same. Maybe The Menu. I could see those being similar, but I don't know if I would put it with Glass Onion.
What about Triangle? Have you seen Triangle of Sadness?
I don't think so.
That's also another like I think you should watch that one too. It's really good. But no, like it was really good. I liked it. I understand when people said it's weird because there are scenes that is weird, but it's not like a movie where you shouldn't ignore, in my opinion. Like,
I think you should watch it, and see how you feel about it.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't have to love every movie you watch. You don't have to hate every movie, but it's just it delved into how people can be manipulative and like their psyche of it without like being overtly, hey, I'm manipulative and I'm psycho, right? Which I think is what we see more nowadays in movies, is we see things being like a little over the top when people have that psyche. I think, but in day-to-day life, we don't see it that big. So it like was almost a very, even though it's this big rich family in Britain or wherever they are, and they're having giant parties and this and that and everything's worth this much money, like it's a very everyday type of manipulation.
Yeah, no,
I think that's what got me. I was like,
and it's so funny because when we're watching it, everything that every time Oliver was doing something, I was just sitting there. I was like, this motherfucker's manipulating everyone. Like he did it to the mom, he did it to Venetia, the sister. He did it to
literally everyone.
He did it to everyone, and I was like, bro. And
when
this
it does
is
the flashback to show how he did it, I was like,
and this is gonna kind of now be the spoiler section of this podcast, so you could totally skip to the end. When that will be, I have no clue.
Skip like a minute
or two.
And then we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 minutes. You'll be safe in 2 minutes.
They skip it, and it's like the biggest like plot twist of all. And
right.
Like, what the fuck? But at the same time, like, dude, there were just so many things I was just so baffled about. Like the ending, how he did it with them, like how I knew from the beginning he was gonna have something to do with the mom. When he was saying like something like, oh, you know, it's because you're extremely beautiful.
When he was like, oh, Venetia's had it tough. I can imagine.
Yeah. And then I was like, bitch,
yeah,
what?
when that happened, I was like, Yeah. And then she wouldn't let him leave.
Yeah.
And I was like,
And then dude, and it's so funny because when he was in like the cafe and he was just typing random shit in the computer, and she was like, oh my god, and like obviously like the whole idea is that they fell in love, and then he did something to where she got ill and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was just like, bro, this was a fucking twist.
It was a full circle.
Because I thought it was going to end with him just leaving. I really thought that was going to be the finishing touch where he just left and stuff like that. But then I was like, no, like this can't be the ending. Like there's got to be something to the tea or something like that. Like
I don't know. Right before that cafe scene, I had told David, I was like, because how did it end? It ended, the dad was trying to bribe him, right?
Yeah, and then
he left. And part of me was like, no, I think it was right before that scene when she didn't want him to leave.
Yeah.
I told David, I was like, they're gonna fuck. Like he's gonna try to fuck her or something. Yeah. Like that's why he's staying. Like he's doing something.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, I was like, fuck. And then because like I said, when he left, I was like, that can't be the end. Unless like I was trying to predict the ending where he like got a lump sum of money, finished school, wrote a book about the whole experience, and he got money from became wealthy. But then the biggest plot twist is that he ended up like manipulating the mom because the dad died.
Yeah.
And then he manipulated the mom to where they fell in love, and then he manipulated the mom to give him like the entire estate and the money.
Well, because there was nobody else to keep the estate.
Yeah.
Like they didn't have any other family.
Dude, also Venetia's death though, that was fucking wild.
That was so sad.
It was so sad, but like at the same time, I was like, I cannot believe that was the direction.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like I said, it's
but
one of those.
The whole thing.
Yeah.
It's very like when you watch it, you're almost like numb. Like your brain is numb at the end, and you're like, what the fuck was that? Yeah. Not in a like. I'm trying to think of like one of those really crazy movies where at the end you're like, I have no idea what just happened. Like this one, you know exactly what happened, and you're just like, what?
Yeah.
But then you think about it, and you're like, actually. That was really, like, it was almost poetic.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
Which is weird to say about that movie. But
and that's what I liked about that movie. And it's so funny.
And like, their acting was just so good.
So good, dude.
So good.
I love it. I love it.
And their accents.
Oh, yeah. And that's what I'm saying.
And Jacob Elordi's little stud right here. No. I never knew that was I
was kind of like, this is weird. But then
it looked good.
It was also like early 2000s, so it made sense.
That's true.
But no, what's funny was that so the guy, the cousin Farley that plays by that, could not take his American accent. That was my only thing, because he's from London, but he has like a thick accent. So when he was talking,
I didn't even notice he was trying to be an American.
Yeah, he was supposed to be like a slight American. But when
That's right, he was like from New York or something.
Yeah, but when he would be talking, you can hear it. Like he'd just say certain words with an R, and you'd be like, "Bro, your accent's showing," you know. So, dude, but then
you can get away with it.
And I get it. You know, I would argue that movie's not meant for everyone. You know, because like
there was some things in it where you're like some scenes I know had to have some like meaning behind them, but it just left me kind of confused. But I know that there's some big like this was there for specific like that's how every scene felt. Every scene had to be there for it to make sense. But there's a couple where I'm like, I still don't understand how that played. Like the runny eggs. Like I saw people write like articles about this scene with runny eggs. And I'm like, I don't get that. I don't like, okay, sure, whatever. The maze thing, like where he's looking at the maze and Duncan comes behind him.
Oh, yeah,
and he's like, everybody gets lost in SaltBurn. And you're like, you can kind of like, okay, they get lost in the feeling of it.
I hated
but at the same
so much.
But at the same time, I'm like, was that necessary?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, there was just those couple.
Have you seen The Bear?
I've seen a couple episodes, but I haven't finished.
Do you know like the sous chef, the black girl?
Yeah.
I think her real name's like Ayo Edebri, but she has like a really hard to pronounce name. So
is she the one from Orange Is the New Black?
No. Oh, she's the one. She's the one who's young and comes in, helps Carmi.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I haven't seen it, but I know that the girl from Orange Is the New Black, Ayo.
Yeah. Oh no.
And then I can't remember her name, but
she plays the actress or plays the character named Sydney, but she.
Oh, the one that is like, oh my God, you're so talented, kind of like the one that actually looks up to him.
Yeah. So it's so funny. She like reviewed the movie and she goes, "You do all that shit, but can't do runny eggs." Like everybody was eating that shit.
I mean, well, see, one of the things I saw was it wasn't necessarily like that he didn't like runny eggs. It was him trying to show like, oh, he's poor. He doesn't know what eggs over easy are.
Yeah.
He's just ordering it because he's heard fancy people order it.
Yeah.
And so and he's like also playing to see what Duncan and what the house, like how far they'll go to please him. And like, or what they'll do to appease him.
But is over easy runny?
The middle is. Over easy is the one with the bubble. Like fried.
You're right.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
So,
I was like thinking how many? I mean, I asked for over easy.
Yeah.
Wait,
it's where they crack it on the pan, let it fry, and then they flip it. So the yolk is there, and you can cut it, and it goes runny, like in sandwiches.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Sorry, I don't know why this is such a trade off. Like, what's the difference between over easy and sunny side up?
Sunny side up, I think they don't flip it. They just let it cook through after they crack it.
And like the red.
But it's basically the same thing, except just flipped.
Gotcha.
I think. I don't know. I don't eat eggs often.
You don't eat eggs often?
Not all the time. And if I do, it's scrambled. I don't do runny eggs either.
So when you do chilaquiles, do you do scrambled only?
Mm-hmm. I don't like runny eggs either.
You don't like runny eggs?
No. If I do,
what
Sunny
have
Side
you
Up,
done to David's bathtub? In my opinion.
when you see that scene, you're gonna be like, what the
Yeah.
I was waiting for that scene because again, all I had seen on TikTok about the movie was some people being like, "Oh my god, when that scene came on, I was freaking out," and then like people stitching and be like, "This unlocked something new in me." So I was like, "What are they gonna do in this bathtub?" And then I saw it and I was like,
Maggie hated that scene.
"You can have that.
She
that can be all yours." No.
She did not like that scene, and I was
Yeah.
like, I've seen so many wild movies that when I was watching it, like my brain, like you said, it went numb to where I didn't react to it. But I know other people would be like, "What the fuck, bro?"
I definitely had a reaction to it just because it was a different. That's not what I expected, and I don't think anybody expected that. But I mean, some people do. Some people
See,
you can buy bathwater on the internet, so that did not surprise me that that's.
We don't know what you do with that bathwater. But one thing I did hate is a lot of people who I do follow on Instagram and Twitter, they were like, "This movie is weird. I fucking hated it," or something like that. They were really negative about it. But then I knew when Jeffrey Dahmer came out, that series on Netflix came out, they were all about that hype. Which I feel like it's
So I think it's different in the aspect of like Jeffrey Dahmer was like in the moment nobody knew he was psycho, but like nowadays, now you look back and you're like, oh, this guy was psychotic. This guy was evil.
What I'm getting to the point is that they were saying like, oh, this movie showed gross things, repulsive things. I never finished the Jeffrey Dahmer series because of two things. One, I just it felt like that's where I was like, that's the only moment I've ever had where I was like, this is just gross because the way the series was written is that they romanticized Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah.
The second thing is that I found out that the families of each person that was deceased said no to it.
Yeah.
And they said,
they don't want that all.
And they said we do not want our likeness. We do not want our the one that we love passed away be inducing. And Netflix went against it. But that's what I'm saying. There was a few people who I knew that commented on SaltBurn and was like, I didn't like this, but then was like all about the hype of Jeffrey Dahmer. They would post it like, this show was crazy. And I was like,
I think it was crazy. And I think the romanticizing of Jeffrey Dahmer is what made that show so, I don't want to say good, but so good because in the moment when all of that was happening, people were looking at Jeffrey Dahmer and being like, oh my God, you're handsome. Like, so it almost made us feel how the victims felt before.
But
so I get that part, but to like compare it to Saltburn, I don't.
No, I'm saying when people are like, they just did some wild stuff. And I was like, in that show, they did wild stuff.
Yeah, they do wild stuff in all shows.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, that's the comparison of them putting it together. Like, if you're saying this is the movie that made you feel like, oh, I didn't want to watch it, it was so wild, but then you saw Dahmer, like, it doesn't make sense. You know? That's also like if you said, hey, I saw every Saw movie, which is gory, but I did not do Saltburn.
Maybe it's like the knowing Saw is super fake, right? And maybe knowing that Dahmer is like in the past and not have no, but like listen. But then as I mentioned, like Saltburn kind of gets you like this could be a day-to-day thing.
Yeah.
Like if you if you throw away all the fancy buildings, like this is happening day to day, and it could be happening to anybody.
Yeah. So is serial killers.
Yes, but it's not an everyday occurrence. Whereas some people
or
do.
They're too
oh
good.
My God, never mind. Fuck you. Ugh, you're so annoying.
I love you.
No, but like it just feels a little bit, even though it's not personal, it feels a little more personable.
Yeah.
Personal.
Personal.
So I think that's why people get affected by it. Whereas Dahmer, it's like, well, I'm not the one being eaten. I'm sorry. Speaking of that, though, have you seen, oh my God, Society of Snow?
No, but I heard it's
Watch
good.
it. It's so good.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of reviews. It just reminded me because of the pictures of the survivors. It actually shows pictures of the survivors and stuff.
Oh, shit, really?
And it shows one of the pictures, and there's just a spine next to them.
Nice.
Because,
What is it about?
Oh, I thought you know. Okay, it's it's based on a true story of one of the planes. It's soccer players from Uruguay. Flying over the Andes Mountains.
I don't fucking know.
I don't know. They're going to Santiago, Peru. Santiago, Chile.
They're
going to Santiago. I don't know if that's in Chile or in
person.
Peru. I'm so sorry. I am illiterate when it comes to geography. But they're going through the mountains to get there, and their plane crashes. And they survive in the snow
I remember now.
for months. So it's like the story of them surviving.
Gotcha.
But it shows actual pictures from the survivors. Like the survivors were there. Some of them were there cooperating with the stories and helping it. So it feels very authentic.
Yeah.
And then it goes into like, hey, you survived on the mountain for how long? So what did they need to eat? And it goes into how they came to that and like ate each other.
Oh, what did I do?
Hello. I can still? I think it's the headphone. Nope.
No, mine did too. That was weird.
Ooh, technicals.
Technical difficulties.
But that's a good movie. You should watch that. You guys should watch that. And then we could talk about it next week because it was so good.
Yeah, no, I'll definitely watch it. But I mean, SaltBurn was so fucking good. That show.
I thought it was good. I don't know if it's something that I'd be like, hey, it's Friday night, let's watch SaltBurn. But I'm glad I watched it, and maybe another day, like take an edible and then watch it again and see how like fucked up that gets.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's too. I was just thinking about it too. No, that's just too much. But you know what we're gonna do?
Cool.
Friday night, this Friday night.
Today?
Yeah.
Go to Windmill?
Hell yeah. And I'm going to get pizza. Oh, wait. Before we close out, Windmill has this a pizza place. I don't know if we explained Windmill as much. I think we have.
Windmill is a food hall.
Yes.
In Carlsbad. And it has a bar. So it has like maybe 10, 11 little restaurants.
Yeah.
Think of like a school cafeteria with fancy food.
Yeah.
So you walk in, you go to any restaurant that you want, you get your food, you find seats in the middle.
Food court without the mall.
Yeah,
but it's really good. So they have a pizza place where they have like an actual brick oven pizza.
I want to say it's called Craft Pizza, but I am not sure.
Yeah, Craft Pizza. So it's a wood fire oven brick pizza kind of thing. And every time we go there, I'm always telling myself, I'm going to get it. I end up getting Mexican food. I don't know why.
Because their Mexican food is bomb.
That is true. El Porto is really good. But tonight, I am determined. Watch, I get something completely else. I'm going to put a snapshot of what I end up getting here.
Ooh, I want the Thai food today.
But with that being said, I know this episode was chaotic. I promise you we're going to get better. I think next week...
It's just when we take a week off, I promise.
Yeah, I think next week, I want to bring a guest in. Ooh. So we'll see who that is. I'll give you a hint.
That's my drum roll.
It's a person, so not a cat, because I feel like all the time our guests are cats.
Beans!
It's beans! But anyways, thank you for joining. Watch SaltBurn. And you don't have to...
Let us know how you liked it. Like, shoot us a DM or a text.
But like, if you're gonna shoot Mimi a DM, make sure it's appropriate. we have a few stalkers. I'm just kidding.
Oh my god!
Imagine.
No thanks.
That's another thing he did in SaltBurn. He stalked the fuck out of those people. That was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm getting hungry.
It was interesting. I don't know.
I'm getting hungry. But before I wrap up, baby, you want to say hi? You could just, you don't have to come for the camera.
Hi.
Did you like SaltBurn?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I liked it.
See, Megan's got...
I was napping, and I heard you guys, like, screaming when you were doing the...
the word
Say
game?
the word.
Yeah.
Sorry. And I was, no, it was funny. I needed to get up anyways, but it was just really funny.
Yeah.
We only got 2 of the words right.
Yeah, we only...
Yeah.
Wait, we should try... We should
while.
Finish up already. 3, 2, 1.
Bye!
Food.
Oh.
I'll see you guys later.
I thought that's what you were going to do.
No. Later, haters.